Okay.
First, let's look at
Establish your credential. Okay.
I'm Tam Boon Cheng. I'm a senior vice president of Silverlake.
And I have been designing applications for the past.
And I've been designing application for the past 37 years.
37 years.
Okay. 37 years. Okay.
Examples of the applications are?
Examples of applications are core banking system, trade finance system, payment system, and card system.
Therefore, I am
in
a good position to share with you
my thoughts
on
what I think is the necessary
elements
of a good application development.
Okay.
First, let's start.
First.
Not yet first yet.
Apa lagi ni?
Let's start with some history on application development.
Okay. History pula. Okay.
Emphasize.
Okay.
If you look at it, computerization start to try and automate some repetitive manual tasks. Okay, and it has always been on the back-end application to handle some back-end tasks such as accounting tasks, interest calculation tasks of the back office. The front office was never part of the design.
Was never
part
louder, never.
No,
Was
never.
Okay, good.
Front is always for input of data.
It's always
for input of data. I know some of you are too young to remember. Okay, in those days, data comes in punch card. Right? Nobody thinks about interface. Right? But in today's environment, what we see is user interface is all important. Everything starts from the user. It is what the front end requires. Right? Back office is taken for granted. It is supposed to be there to process whatever you need to process. Therefore, in today's environment, for application development, for application design, we must start from the front. What the user wants to see, how the user wants to perform, and what is the process at the front, not from the back. The back will have to follow. Okay?
The back will have to follow.
That was one.
It's okay. Yeah. The back will have to follow.
The back will have to follow.
Will have to follow.
The back will have to follow.
Yes. The locomotive engine pulls the carriage.
Okay. The locomotive engine pulls the carriage.
And it is the customer.
Yeah.
The customer is the locomotive engine.
And the customers is the locomotive engine. Okay. So that's point number one.
No. I would like to share with you several examples of poor design concerning this.
I would like to share with you
several examples
of poor design
related to this first point.
First point.
Okay, what?
One. Okay.
No need lah, one. You got one already. Just continue. It's like a story now. It's like a narrative.
Okay. For example, core banking systems. Core banking system again starts from the back. Automation of the accounting system, then the transaction system. Right? No consideration to the front. But in today's environment, a transaction can come from any point in the world of what we call Internet of Things. Right? You cannot control who is going to initiate the transaction or where it's going to be initiated from. Right? In those days, banks will always control the points of entry from ATM. Right? But today, to survive, they have to accept transactions.
They have to accept
transactions from all channels, from e-commerce site, right? From devices, right? And this will keep changing. So how do you handle this? If every change you do, you have to change from the back.
Yes, it's easier to change the front.
Yeah, it's easier to change the front and stabilize the back.
The second lah.
Second, on application design. the other point about application design is in the past again. When you design something, there is always a need to connect front, the middle, the back.
Hey, Pakcik, not connect.
Connect.
To connect.
Hey, that's vulgar, okay?
Yeah, I don't know which village you guys come from, but from my village, on the right side of the Perak River, connect refers to the male genital. Now let's smile to myself and say connect. Connect.
It's true. It's a case.
Yes.
So if you remember, you know, in our waterfall approach, there is always this user requirements. Where you have to sit down with user and find your user requirements. But how often? But how often is it that you manage to sit down with all the users, as in the users in the front, the customers, the bank users, the meter processing, the back office, and finally the delivery of the service. Right. So most of the time, your user composed of just the back office processing people. You build that, right, and everything else becomes a follow-up. Catch up at the back. Right. So again, it's like in that approach, you have to know the requirements of everything before you get to the whole design. And it's the typical, you know, the typical diagram of a system analyst and what is actually developed, delivered. Right. It gets mixed up because certain pieces of it are missing. So the second approach to application design that we need to look at is to be able to separate the generator of the service, the processor of the service, and the delivery of the final result, so that each can be independent and work without having to
without having
at the start.
Without having
to know right up front what everyone else requires in the process.
Okay. Third.
The third type of design is do a rapid prototyping.
If we actually collaborate and bring the power of others into the application.
Power of others in Shaolin.
Okay.
It's not only what you can do, but what collectively.
The third point we are.
The third point.
It's got honors.
Scholar, yeah.
The third point application design talk about is in today's environment.
Yes.
There are so many applications, so many software, so many things that has already developed. Why do you need to build everything from the start? Okay.
From scratch.
From scratch, right? So the important point here is how do I collaborate? How do I reuse what has been built? Right? There is too many software that is built and thrown away. There is too much money spent, right? In the history of software, even in Silver Lake, right? That are not reused, right? So, why I keep saying right? So the whole purpose of this is, before I even start coding anything, I should be able to go out and look and see if there's anything that I can reuse in the environment I am in.
Yes. For example, if we have already developed a driver for a card reader.
For example, if we have already developed
a card reader
for a card reader driver.
Okay.
Card reader driver.
For another bank.
So let's say for a credit card. Why do we want to redevelop it for, let's say, our front-end BDS system?
Okay.
We can easily adopt that.
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, why ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion,
I would like to urge all of you.
I would like to urge all of you to take into consideration these three suggestions